Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclo, and this is Let's Play Train Simulator. Let's take another beautiful Voyager down the beautiful Riviera line. Yes, I'm just calling everything beautiful, just relax. Anyway, this is the second scenario called Troublesome Voyager. This is again one of the scenarios out of the original Class 220 pack from Steam, one of the original 3 scenarios. And again, these have all been replaced. The 220 and all these scenarios has been replaced with the Just Trains version of the Class 220 Voyager. So these are the Voyager Advanced 2019 model replacing those scenarios. So those of you who don't have those scenarios, you at least enjoy me playing them with the wrong train. So there you go. The Class 220, of course, I know a lot of people who've on the Discord server said, no, you don't want the old 220 anyway, just get the other one. And I agree, there's hundreds of scenarios you can play with just that one Voyager from Just Trains. So there's hundreds and hundreds of scenarios you can go and grab. I think I found like something like 700 entries for this on UK Train Sim. So this train is I'm going to be using is seen all over the place compared to this 220. But this 220 does make enough appearances on the workshop that you could probably substitute this train on the workshop on those scenarios, and you'd still be able to use this as well. This is a viable replacement because the Cross Country 220 is literally the only train that was in that pack, and this Cross Country 220 is the one that I'm using. It's just sub it into the other scenario, and it will work just as well as AI. And if it's what you want to drive, if it's what you're driving for the scenario, you can have a much better train for driving as well. A much more, not necessarily fully realistic, but at least closer to the real thing. So that's the advantage of being able to play it with this particular version instead of the basic 220 version from Steam. So the loss of that DLC, other than these 3 scenarios, there's not really much lost from losing that DLC. It's really only the scenarios, which is why I'm showing you those scenarios today. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the Troublesome Voyager scenario. We're going to take charge of this Class 220 Voyager from Exeter St. David's to Newton Abbot. Be prepared to stop for signals, as you will be following a delayed HST from London Paddington. To make things better, a film crew and celebrity will be on board filming a documentary. Well, it has to be done. Here we go. Let's get in the game. Good evening. Today we have a celebrity and film crew on board filming a new documentary. The trip past Dawlish will be key for this. Just to make things tricky, an HSC from London Paddington is running late, so be prepared to stop. If you say so. So let's go ahead and turn on some stuff here. We're going to turn on the master key. We're going to set the reverser into a neutral position and back up. I'll turn off the DRA because I don't need to worry about that right now. Quiet. Gonna move the headlights into a night setting. There we go. We don't really need the clipboard light, but there it is. Let's make sure our instruments are set. And I think everything is set to go. The only thing we have to do now is take a look at our train outside as we get ready to get going. So we've completed our stop. We're just waiting for this train to get going out of our way so we can get moving. My wipers didn't turn on like they tend to forget to sometimes. So I'll turn them back off turn them back. Oh, I have to go shift. Got it. So we're going to turn them off for a moment until we actually get going because it was basically raining on the train in the station as I was outside the train. Logic. Oops, I didn't want to do that. So we're going to have to reset this now. There we go. We're ready to get going as soon as the signal allows us to. So we're just waiting for our permission. Inching up. Are we going to be like this? Come on, signal. Come on, signal. Let us go. Let us go, I say. Thank you. Let's put the wipers back on. Starting our journey, the first waypoint for us is Starcross at 6:52 p.m. We have about, we have about 9 minutes to get to that point. By the way, special note, make sure you obey the red signal in this scenario, because if you do go past, your points will be switched against you if you are on them at the time that they switch. So be prepared for the possibility that you're going to derail your train if you bypass that red signal at the start of the scenario. You never should bypass that red, but since this is not a career scenario, you technically can do so, and continue is just, you know, not advised. So we're going to increase our speed now to 75 miles per hour. We are eventually going to find a speed increase to 100 miles per hour at some point before Starcross. We are going to start our journey by going through Exeter St. Thomas, which is not even a waypoint, but it's still marked on our map. Because, well, why not? Quiet. I don't know if the regular 220 actually beeps like that on a constant basis. I'd actually be very curious about that. We're already being notified about the yellow, so we are not going to be able to get up to a high speed. We're on a single yellow aspect. We're going to have to manage our speed at a lower volume for, or lower level for right now. This tells me that the HST ahead of us must have made a stop at Exeter St. Thomas. That's my best guess. So it must have made a stop there as it started out, and we are just stuck following it. Now, I don't know if this HST is going to make a stop at Dawlish Warren or not. So that may have an impact on our own ability to get up to speed. We're going to keep an eye on the signal ahead and watch for a green signal. That's the best we can do right now. We are estimated to be 2 minutes early at this point if we did proceed unabated, which we're not going to do. I'm just maintaining a notch 1 throttle for reasons related to making sure we don't lose all of our speed and we can still make some progress. Quiet. So we're just making a trip right over to Newton Abbot. We're not making any other stops along the way. We just have to hope that this HST is not doing too many stops of its own, and thereby causing problems for our film crew. That's the only problem. There's our first crossing. I'm gonna idle the throttle at 70. Actually, you know what? I don't think I saw a yellow there. I think that was a green at the last signal. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep the speed going up for right now until I see another yellow. At which point I'm gonna go ahead and assume that we need to slow down again. So I'm gonna look ahead here. I can tell you what the next signal is in just a moment here. You can see it is a green signal. So yeah, we can go up to line speed. Let's do it. Let's see how well we do with that. Now again, we may have to wait for the HST if it stops at Starcross. We'll see what happens. I just hope that it pulls into Dawlish Warren and we can go past. That would be absolutely ideal for us. So I'm at 95 miles per hour. I think that's good enough. I'm going to lower my throttle down to notch 1. And I might be able to just idle it in here depending. Oh, I'm gaining a lot of speed actually at this level. I wasn't expecting that. So I'm going to go ahead and idle it for right now. We still have green signals. Proceeding. We're still looking okay for our time right now, so no problems yet. Now, I don't know if the timings on this scenario were the same ones from the original scenarios in all three cases that came with the original train. So I don't know if this is a case where I need to slow down for 75, by the way. I don't know if this is a case where we would be looking at a improved timetable, which I know that can be done. Timetables can be improved. And since these were redone scenarios, it's possible timetables may have been modified. But if these were the original timetables from the train DLC, then these are actually very much more generous timetables than you see on other scenarios on older routes. So this is actually a pretty good timetable that we're seeing on both cases, because we're getting a couple minutes leeway, and that's really how it should be. It should be possible to be early, but it should be very difficult to be late if you're following proper timetable. I almost didn't get down to 75 in time. I was trying to wiggle that brake a little bit to get it in the right spot, and it just didn't want to settle. But we got through. We're now going 75 miles per hour. We are at the speed limit, so I've idled the throttle. Green signals are continuing, so that little bit of a pause after the first yellow signal seems to have gotten us all green signals so far. We are generally going at line speeds, so this is not a bad thing right now. I'm very pleased with the way this is set up right now. So our first checkpoint, as I mentioned, is Starcross. We are coming up on it. We are going to beat 652 on this easily, and 654 should be easily beaten at the next checkpoint at Dawlish Warren, because it really is only 2 miles or so away, and therefore only about 2 minutes away. Less than that if you consider that we're going more than 60 miles per hour right now. So once again, we're going to go past Starcross Station. So there's the checkpoint. We're now going to go via Dawlish Warren down Main. So we're not going to pull in the station platform at all. We're staying in the middle area. And I think this is the area the film crew is going to be most interested in. Apparently they were looking at the area past Dawlish, so we're coming to Dawlish Warren. That means we're going to have to get ready to get to work in a second. Oh, we can go 80 now, so I'm going to not do that because we have 75 coming up. Or 70 coming up. Well, speed up a little bit. No need to going all the way up. Here's another train coming along. This one... Well, the label did come up and then it went away. So it looks like the labels might just be getting a little finicky with me right now. They don't necessarily want to work 100% of the time, which is a bit of a shame. If I pop outside my train, the label's not working on that either, but there's a label up there. So if I leave the labels on right now, you can see Dawlish Warren down Main popping up on my HUD. Not the most flattering thing to have coming up. And I think the train was in the station back there. No, I take that back. The train was not in the station, so this HST wasn't stopping here either. Look at that weird little... That's not normal. That is not normal. No way, that's not normal. This is not normal lighting. What is going on here? What is going on here? Seriously. Okay, DTG, why would you do this? This does not make sense. I can't even go for a screenshot Dawlish, so I'm going to have to get that weird look in the background of the sea back there, which is not natural at all. I need to go down to 60, by the way, so time to slow down. So you can see the Pagnton and Manchester Piccadilly over there on the side. There is my Dawlish train, Dawlish platform, I should say. What is going on? The labels just do not make sense here. They're not working. Anyway, Teignmouth is our next checkpoint, which is in 6 minutes. We're going to bypass all this weird nonsense of the sea right now. And we're going to duck ourselves into some tunnels to get away from it all. First tunnel, the Kenaway Tunnel. And the slightly longer Corryton Tunnel. This is the Fillet Tunnel. And that was the shortest tunnel on the route. The Clerk's Tunnel we just went through right now, which is the second shortest on this, well, maybe not the route, but at least a set of 5, if not the entire route. And the one that is the longest here is the Parsons Tunnel. So Teignmouth is going to be a little bit of a tighter waypoint here. We should still make it in plenty of time, but it's still going to be a little bit tighter of a waypoint than we might have otherwise liked. Actually, I take that back. Teignmouth is right there. And I'm speeding. That was I hit a downhill there and wasn't paying attention to the gradients, so got nailed by the downhill gradient there, unfortunately. This is why you don't necessarily have to flirt with the speed limit in career scenarios unless you find the timings are just otherwise impossible. Oh no, the glare on the sunny sea again. The sunny sea is back. What? What's going on? Hi. We're being warned of 60, which we didn't really see very much. And I could have actually gone up to 75 during that stretch, but didn't. So, in other words, nothing wrong. I was speeding a moment ago, now you're warning me to not speed again. I was actually at 75 right after I was speeding. Beautiful. Beautiful. So Teignmouth is another go via. Newton Abbot is our pickup point. So we're going to go another 6-minute drive or so after this point. And we are super early at this point, so there's a good possibility we're going to have to wait when we come up to the station. Very good possibility. There's the 80 and the 90. I'm going to turn the labels off because they're not working 100% of the time anyway for trains. That's what I want them for. So 60 is maintained as our speed limit right now as we leave Teignmouth. There is the major highway crossing the water to the land to the south of us. And all the houses up there. We're going to be moving up to an 80 speed limit in a moment, so I'm going to go ahead and contemplate doing that. We have a 90 after that, so I'm going to take my time because I got lots of time right now. I have a feeling that what's going to happen is we're going to get a red signal up ahead, but I could be mistaken. So I'm just going to take my time. I might keep it at 70 for the time being, just to see how the time adjusts itself here, because I have an extra 5 minutes that I really don't need otherwise. So, you know what, I'll go 75. I'll go 75. Gonna let the notch 1 power keep us going for a little bit around that, knowing that we're not really looking at a speed limit or a minimum speed here. That's good enough for now. We'll work with that. Couple more houses on the south here around the beach. There's a 60 coming up. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to take too much speed in here. I knew we were going to slow down anyway, but I'm also suspecting adverse signals. And adverse signals are still what I'm expecting here. We are 2 3/4 miles away from Newton Abbot, from our stop, and this is the end of our journey when we get there. I hope the film crew at the back inside the train is getting what they need out of this. They should be getting some nice shots here of the water, I would imagine. We are being alerted to something. The speed limit change. 60 miles per hour speed limit, which we knew about. And for a warning that we were going to be following yellow signals, I only saw 1 yellow signal on that journey. So that was really not much of a problem with yellows at all. I was having no problems with yellows on that journey at all, because there's Newton Abbot. We still have 3 signals here, and it's easy we can have a yellow on either of these next 2 signals. If that's the case, we can still have to slow down at the station. We'll find out. Aha! As if I knew it was coming, a yellow signal. I just sensed we were going to have something coming up. I think that's a double yellow from the size of the signal, from the brightness of the light. So that would be a double yellow, and that means the signal right before our stop at Newton Abbot is currently red. That means the train just made a stop there. We have a train making a stop in there. That's all it means. Looking at the map, you can see it. There's a train making a stop. Is that another double yellow? Ah, we are clear in the station. Excellent. We're clear into the station. We can proceed now. I'll keep the speed at 50 because we have plenty of time. We don't have to be there for 5 minutes, and we don't get any bonus for being early. I mean, it's just a standard scenario. The signal after the station is currently red, but as you may be predicting, I don't care. I did not want wheel slip. This could be bad. A slight wheel slip problem there. But we're going to get our whole train in the station. We're an 8-car train. I can coast now, by the way. So I'm going to do that. There's the yellow now at the end of the platform. I'm going to go ahead and pull to a stop right here. This will do. In fact, that's our station stop ahead, the end of station stop. So this is fine. We're going to have most of the train under the lights, and that's all we need. That's going to be the end of the scenario. Let's open the doors here at Newton Abbot, and let's see how we did, which should be a very easy pass. And there it is. That is all we had to do here. Get to Newton Abbot, let our film crew off, call it a day. Apparently our film crew is done here. So yeah, that wasn't as tricky as the scenario information suggested it was going to be, and I'm a little puzzled it wasn't just a wee bit trickier. I expected to have a couple more red signals, the train ahead not have as easy of a time as we would have liked, and us having to wait for it. That would have been expected, but that was benign. That was absolutely benign. So, yeah, I'll take it. We take those. So we have one more scenario to go after this, and we will take a look at that in just a second. In the meantime, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Those are things that will help me grow a little bit. And I can't ask that enough because YouTube really requires us to these days. Excellent work, driver. That was far from an easy run today. That was actually easy. The film crew seemed happy. Hello! Seemed very happy, and so did the passengers who met the celebrity. Oh yeah, autographs all around. Anyway, let's go to the menu and let's take a look at that last scenario, and we'll see what scenario we're doing next time. So there's the random speeding penalty, the random wheel slippage, improper horn use. Excuse me, there's a whistle board telling us to blow the horn. I blow the horn. Get off my back, please, and thank you. Moving on. Apparently these scenarios in career mode would have graded you for using the horn and would have taken points away from the sounds of it. So we were not supposed to use our horn in that scenario. I guess 6, 7 o'clock at night is a time when everyone's getting their beauty rest in the UK or on the Riviera line. I don't understand it. But apparently we're not allowed to use our horn at a whistle board, whereas on Riviera line the 50s, we get penalized for not using our horn at a whistle board. Make up your mind. Anyway, over to the last scenario. And there's the last scenario. Voyager on the rails. That's what we're getting next time. So make sure you come back for that. Like I said before, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also support me directly on Patreon. You can also join our Discord. And other than that, just come back next time. Have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for you, your part of the world. I'll see you next time for the third and final of the Class 220 substituted with the Just Trains Voyager scenarios here. And with that said, like I said, have a great evening, day, or night, whatever it is for you, day, afternoon, or night. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.